You look friendly. I hope. Hi. Good. My name is Shelley.
Hi, Shelley.
Oh, they're friendly here. My name is Shelley, and I am a certified representative in the Savior Sanctified Sheepfold Service. Have you heard of us? Have you? Oh, perhaps you've heard our slogan, where our Savior Shepherd goes, sanctified sheep are sure to saunter. It's very catchy, extremely difficult to say, but it's very catchy. May I show you a sample of our skin salve or shining shampoo? No takers on that. Would you prefer a soothing recitation of the shepherd's sonnets? No takers on that either. Okay. Oh, I know, if all else fails, use the testimonial. Excuse me for a minute. Take that. Oh, it's way at the bottom. Oh my goodness. I'm new at this. But I am so happy to be part of this group. Oh, you don't know what it was like for me before this. It was terrifying, but now it's okay. I'm okay. Well, I'm going to share a testimonial with you and see if maybe, possibly, there would be anyone who would like to join the Savior's Sanctified Sheepfold Service. It's a great place to be. It really is. Well, I just have to say, the Lord is my shepherd. He is. The Lord is my shepherd. I had another one before. He was awful. But the Lord is my shepherd. He's my shepherd. He knows me. And he cares for me. He cares for me. He called me. He was calling me and calling me. He kept saying, Shelley! And I kept saying, go away. I don't want to hear you. But then he called my name. And I heard his voice. And I couldn't help myself. I had to follow him. And my name is Shelley, but he gave me a new name. Because when he found me, well, I wasn't in a very nice place. So the name he calls me, just between him and me. Her father's love unknown, she's now my very own. And he calls me by that name. And I am so thankful that the Lord is my shepherd. Well, because the Lord is my shepherd, well, I shall not want. I used to want all the time, especially clover. I love clover. Clover is my favorite thing. I still like clover every now and again, and sometimes I get in trouble, because I do. Because usually I have to go looking for it, and it's hiding, and I have to go hunting for it. And when I go too far, he bops me on the head and uses that long hooky thing and pulls me back. And I don't like it at first, because I like my clover. But then when I come back, he's made a place where I can have clover all I want and I won't get in trouble, which is what I often do. So I'm so thankful. I don't want. And he makes me lie down in green pastures. I like green pastures. They're nice and soft and cushy. And he makes me lie down. Sometimes I don't want to take nap time. I don't like nap time. I have things to do, places to see, babies kiss, all that kind of stuff. I don't like nap time. But he makes me lie down because it's good for me to do that. And then we can talk. And so I lie down in green pastures. And he leads me beside quiet waters that don't make any sound. Because when they make sound, I get scared. I don't want to go there. But he knows where the quiet waters are. And there's never any lack for anything when I'm with the shepherd. Ever. I like that. You know, he restores my soul. I feel pumped up and ready to prance and dance because of him. There's no clover here, but that's okay. Just being the shepherd. He restores my soul. Nobody can restore your soul like the shepherd. So you keep that in mind when I start handing out the registration forms. You keep that in mind, all right? Because we're kind of going by a quota with this thing, so. Just kidding. Send your mail to the church here. And you know what? I don't have a very good sense of direction. I get lost. I mean, I left out there and I went this way and I went that way and I went that way and I'm going, help me. And you know what he does? He guides me. Oh, my Savior, Shepherd guides me. Oh, I'm so thankful because I get lost really easily, especially when I sniff that clover. I just want to go for that clover and forget everything else that's around me. But the special thing is that he guides me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. I used to do everything for myself. I never let anybody do anything that was fun because I wanted to do it. I wanted to be a special one. I wanted to have my name on everything. And then he said, Shelley? And I said, yes, Lord. He said, you shouldn't be doing that. That does not please God. I had to think about that. And I had to think, do I want to please me? Or do I want to please the one who gave me my special name? The one who made me his very own? Oh, I want to honor him. And even though sometimes I want to have my own way, I have this. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't. I can't. Because he saved me. He saved me from a dark, ugly place. And I want to honor him always. And this is the part you have to know. That even though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, with lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my.
You're slow. Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my.
Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my.
Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my.
He's there with me. My Savior Shepherd is there with me. Oh, when my Savior Shepherd is there with me, I don't have to be afraid. It's still dark. It's still scary. There's still lions and tigers and bears. Yeah. But he's there. And he has promised to never leave me or forsake me. And he has never, ever, ever left me or forsaken me. Every time I need him, every time I call out his name, he's there. Oh, it's wonderful! Because of that, I will fear no evil. I become a super sheep. I have no cape at this point, but I'm working towards it. It's one of the promo deals for this thing. So, I'm a super sheep, and I will fear no evil. Why? Because my Savior Shepherd is with me. Because I can't do a thing. I fall down with my feet in the air and I go, ah, ah. I have fallen and I can't get up. Help me, help me. And he does. Oh, he does. He is so good. Do you know that big, ugly stick he carries? First scared me. Scared me half to death. I didn't know what he was going to do with it. But I've come to find out that his rod and his staff, they comfort me. Yes, they do. That rod he uses to get rid of the lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Yes. Oh my, I've started something else. You're slow on the uptake. But when you get it, you get it. That rod comes out, and he stands before me, he goes before me, and he knocks them out of the way. And I can be secure in that. And the staff, well, the staff he uses to help me out. There was one time, well, maybe one of a few times, I was looking for clover, you know, just minding my own business, looking for clover. And then I got the scent. And I had to go under a bramble bush, but that was okay because that kind of clover is the best clover. So I kind of had to wiggle my way in there, go under the bramble bush. I got my clover, it was wonderful, and I tried to pull my head out. And wouldn't move. Pull again. Uh-oh. One more time. 3 times the charm. One more time. Oh, I was stuck. And it was getting dark. And I was by myself. And I knew I could hear them. There were wolves out there. They were, woo! And I couldn't move. And then I heard him. My Savior. He has kind of a special whistle that he uses. And I'm like, oh, there he is. I'm really stuck. How's he going to get me out of here? And he pulled me out. And I was free. I knew from that point that if I did something dumb again, he would come after me. He did use part of that stick as kind of a knock on my noggin to say, hey, Shelley, don't go for the clover all the time. I listened for a while. But you know, if you've ever tasted really good clover, you just can't help yourself. So I did. And then, if being in a deep, dark forest isn't bad enough, what does he do? He makes a picnic! He sets a table in the presence of my enemies. Wow, I was really starting to doubt this whole Savior Shepherd thing, wondering, why are you doing that? That was like a really bad choice. There was a lovely spot over there by the waterfall, but you chose that. But he was there. And so I went. I didn't want to go, but he called me. So I went. And we ate. And we took our time. All the while around us there were growls and noises. And I knew they were there. I could hear them. I could smell them. They were horrible. I knew they were there. But my Savior was there too. So I stayed, and we ate. And this is the best part. This is the very best part. This should seal the deal. He anointed my head with oil of grace. Oh, that oil, I love that oil. That oil of hospitality to come and join him. That oil of healing when I was hurting. And that oil of holiness because he wants to make me like him. And sometimes we have to go into those deep, deep, dark, ugly places. But then, that oil of grace is there. And he meets our needs. And all I did was hold out a little cup. And he filled that cup to overflowing. I couldn't hold all the oil that was pouring out of it. There was no end to his grace. And I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for his grace in me, in my life. And that's what you can have if you want to join me in the Savior's sanctified sheepfold service. See, I'm just a representative. If you want to join, you have to talk to the owner. And then the last thing that I always look forward to, because we're reminded of it all the time, surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. Goodness and mercy. Sometimes they can be pests. You gotta watch out for them because they follow, and sometimes they come up and they kind of get you going, you know? It's like, goodness. Oh, he shares his goodness with us. Oh, thank you. And the mercy? Oh, well, the mercy is for times when I get myself stuck. And I need to be forgiven, but he gives it all the time. And I know there will be a day when I will dwell in the house of my Lord forever and ever and ever. And there will never be any more darkness. And there will never be any more pain. And there will never be any more lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! Oh my! But for the time being, I represent the shepherd. And I just want to invite you to come follow him too. You may not know this. You may be surprised when I say it. But you all look like sheep to me. And this little guy somehow reminds me of my shepherd. Because I know the time will come when the lamb will lay down with the lion and will be at peace.